Okay, so as I mentioned before, phase one to writing our research essay is to take good research notes. So you can use these notes in order to provide the supporting evidence that you need in your essay. So first thing you're going to do is log on to Edmodo, which is our class website. We're going to take a look at that. So on the Edmodo site, so this is what it looks like when you log in, okay? If you go to the small group section here, I've added a small group and I've added you all to the group, and it says research essay, resources and videos. All of the videos that I am going to make to show you, to teach you the parts of the research essay, are going to be found under this link. So we're just going to go ahead and click on that link. And also in this link here, I've provided you a link to the St. Patrick's Library website. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, and this is what it looks like here. We're going to go to the top of the page and we're going to click resources. Now, listed under resources, you can see there's a whole bunch of different resources for you to use. You're welcome to use any of these resources that you think might be relevant to what you're doing. For right now, we're going to start with this one right at the top here, EBSCO. If you're interested in looking to see what St. Patrick has in the library in terms of actual books, you can click on this link here, and this is a guide or a database of all of the books in the St. Patrick Library. So you might want to try that if you're interested in doing research from books. If you're interested in online research, we're going to start here with EBSCO. So we're going to click on that, and it brings you to the site. Now, if you're logging in from a school computer, you do not need a user ID and password. I'm logging in from home, and you can also log in from home if you'd like by following those links. The user ID is TCDSB, and the password is the same, TCDSB. So we're going to log in. Okay, and you see here, there's a whole host of different resources for you to use. They may not all be relevant to what you need. We're going to click on this one here, EBSCOhost Research Databases. Okay. All right, and for right now, we're going to select all because I don't want to narrow my search down. I'm just doing my preliminary research. I don't want to narrow it down too much. So we're going to continue. Now I've got this search box up here. So I'm going to look up First Nations life on the reserve. Okay, because that was one of the threats we spoke about to preservation of identity. Remember that your essay is focused on identity, but it might be easier to actually look at the threats to identity that Junior faces and that First Nations people face as well. Okay, so we're going to click search. Okay, so here's one here that's interesting. This says potential years of life lost at ages 25 to 74 among Status Indians. So this is one that we might want to use. This is going to talk about quality of life. So now what I have to do is I have to go back to my research note because I have all of this information up here that I have to write down. Before I can take any other notes, I need to cite my sources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my research note. This is going to be source number 1. Okay, the title of the article is potential years of life. So I'm just going to copy and paste it to save time right now. You can do the same if you're using a digital version of this, which I will post for you. Okay. All right. The author, I'm going to go back and look up the author. There's many authors, so I'm going to copy and paste that. Okay. Okay, and so on and so on. Editor, publisher. Access date is really important, especially when you're using online sources because they can change at any time. So it's really important to note the access date. It's different than the publication date. The publication date is the date that the online article was published. The access date is the date that you actually access the information. Okay. Now, if you're using an online site, you may or may not have page numbers. This is just to make it easier for you to reference back to it if you need to. So if there's page numbers, include that. And this is when you're going to take your notes. Now, I've spoken about note-taking before. Note-taking is not copying down every single word that's in the article. That's not going to help you. Note-taking is skimming and scanning the article, looking up information that you feel is going to be relevant to your thesis, to the point you're trying to prove, and paraphrasing it in your own words. If you are going to use a direct quotation, remember to include your quotation marks so that you know it's a direct quotation and you can cite it properly, which we'll talk about that another time. Okay, so you're going to continue to do this for all 4 sources. Explore lots of those different databases that we have on our St. Patrick website. There's lots of good stuff there. And, if you need any help, I'm here to help you as always. Okay, good luck.